Roller coaster ride of their own in the form of temperature changes over the next week. Some areas will go from the mid-80s all the way down to the low 40s by the end of the week. And ride along as the First Response Team of America makes some amazing rescues.
Currently in our area, 87 degrees, under mostly cloudy skies. Today, sun and clouds mixed. High 86. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy early with increasing clouds overnight. Low 76. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Claritin D presents 2 allergy sufferers. One tried Nasacort, which could take up to a week to feel maximum nasal symptom relief. The other took Claritin D, which starts to work on allergies in 30 minutes. The moral, nothing works faster than Claritin D.
Thought it'd be bigger.
There's nothing I can't reach in my Subaru.
Introducing the all-new Subaru Outback. Love, it's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
In this bag of Gevalia is 150 years of Swedish experience in perfecting the rich, never bitter taste of Gevalia. We do it all for this very experience.
Oh, that's good.
I know, right?
Gevalia.
This new waffle cone is more like an actual sundae.
Yeah, it's like a Sunday.
Yeah, and a waffle cone. Was that too much?
No, I like it.
Go big. The new waffle cone sundaes with real ice cream and premium toppings. This is how you Sonic.
There once was a hungry road that ate up tires, wearing down the tread and wearing out safety, leaving worried drivers with no choice but to buy new ones. Then along came the Michelin Man who proved the right tire changes everything, putting those drivers back on the road with safety that lasts. Find the right tire for you at MichelinMan.com. Michelin, a better way forward.
Presenting luxurious savings at Ace.
What?
Save $7 instantly now through Sunday on gallons of Valspar Optimus, our most premium paint.
Ace is a place to help the hardware folks.
Yeah, I'm married. Doesn't matter. You do that for me? Really? Yeah, I'd like that.
Who are you talking to?
It's Jake from State Farm. Sounds like a really good deal.
Jake from State Farm at 3 in the morning? Who is this?
It's Jake from State Farm.
What are you wearing, Jake from State Farm?
Khakis?
She sounds hideous.
Well, she's a guy, so...
Another reason more people stay with State Farm. Get to a better state.
I got one shot. Let's go twins right, 24 stretch.
24 stretch, all diamond.
Twins right, 24 stretch. All diamonds on 2 ready.
When the game's on the line,
Hit them with a hard count. See if they'll tip their hand.
the NFL trusts Duracell Quantum to power their game day communication.
They're blitzing up the gut. Get out of the pocket.
Duracell Quantum lasts up to 35% longer than the competition.
Hi. Are we still on for tomorrow?
Tomorrow. Quick look at the weather. Nice day. Beautiful tomorrow.
Tomorrow is full of promise.
We can come back tomorrow.
And we promise to keep it that way. Driven to preserve the environment, CSX moves a ton of freight nearly 450 miles on 1 gallon of fuel.
What a day.
Can't wait till tomorrow.
How did I win that new account?
I started by making myself at home while I checked in with the office. And after grabbing breakfast, I got some last-minute advice from my boss. That made all the difference.
Great endings begin here. That's why at Choice Hotels, we give you free internet, free breakfast, and right now when you take 2 separate trips, you earn 1 night free. Book now at choicehotels.com.
Welcome back to Weather Center Live, and welcome you, Chicago. You know, beautiful day, right? You can see the flags blowing there in the distance, a light breeze, lots of sunshine. You can see the shadows there on the road as the buildings kind of cast their shadow from the sun. But here's the thing, driving is probably your only way in or out of Chicago today. A lot of flights still having issues. More than 740 flights canceled at O'Hare, an additional 50 plus at Midway. This is all because of that fire at the FAA radar facility. So if you're traveling today or tomorrow, make sure you call your airline on the way, because, you know, these flights are going to be rough. The weather perfect as long as you can, you know, get into it. Again, here's those delays and cancellations at the airport. 796 cancellations at least so far today at the 2 major Chicago airports. It's not because of the weather. You can't blame me for this one. It's all because of that fire. So they're going to continue to chug through that system, that's for sure. So the delays, not too bad, because most of them have been cancellations and not just delays. The weather is not a factor for you. It's all about those problems. Here we go right now across the Midwest. 73 in Chicago, 74 in Des Moines, 73 in Minneapolis. Looking pretty good, right? No problems there at all. We continue to follow that area of low pressure around the Great Lakes. It doesn't have much oomph, though. You know what? A little bit of high clouds heading towards the Appalachian chain. Otherwise, you are good to go. To the north, there's an area of high pressure. Cold front will be ushering in the cooler temperatures. It's really going to be a nice setup. The subtly warm winds are going to be pushed out of here. Northerly winds will cool things down. But that's what you want to see this time of year, right? We're officially into fall, and it's going to feel like it. Let's say goodbye to these 80s that we've got going on across the Midwest, because we're in for quite the change. To Fargo, 66, that's coming your way, Midwest. 61 tomorrow in Minneapolis. Still 80 in Chicago tomorrow, but by Tuesday, 63. So, Bonnie, that's a jump from 80 to 63 in just a day in Chicago.
Wow, that is a huge change. Well, you know, working in the wake of devastating hurricanes, powerful tropical storms, the first response team of America's founder, Tad Agolia, has definitely faced many harrowing yet memorable moments. Well, today he's sharing some of these remarkable experiences with us. Meteorologist Mike Bettis has more.
In the 7 years the First Response Team of America has been helping communities hit hard by severe weather, its founder, Tad Agolia, has learned one invaluable lesson.
Every single storm is different, not only the size of the storm, but how it affects a community. There's always something memorable about each storm that just sticks with us.
Some of those memories have been forged performing rescue missions in raging winds and rampant floodwaters of tropical storms and hurricanes. The team is well aware that working in this hazardous mix of elements can be deadly.
So we're willing to be out there, to risk our lives, if we could save a life.
And that's what happened on 2 occasions in 2012. In June, rising floodwaters from Tropical Storm Debbie cut off homes in Live Oak, Florida, stranding a mother and her seriously sick baby. Evacuating on board the team's hovercraft to a waiting ambulance was a matter of life and death.
We need to get this young boy, get him in our hovercraft, and get into the ambulance so we can get to the hospital.
Launching a hovercraft into the darkness, into floodwaters that we can't even see ourselves. It's a very challenging situation.
These guys here will take care of you.
Being in moments like that really put life in perspective for me. You begin to realize and remember just how fragile life can be.
4 months later, as Superstorm Sandy raged on Long Island, the team deployed to escort an ambulance carrying a young woman in labor to the hospital through debris-littered streets.
Every time this ambulance hits a roadblock, we're going to pull our saws out and cut a way through. As soon as we were able to help the mother in labor get to the hospital, it wasn't shortly thereafter that she gave birth to a beautiful boy.
You have no idea what a relief this was, knowing that you guys were with us the whole way.
While emotionally rewarding, such moments have provided the team with something more important than sentimental memories.
The experiences that we've had make us better and make us able to respond to the next disaster and help a community in a significant way.
Weather.com/responders to find out more about that. You can also find out more about the tropics. Hurricane Rachel, a strange path, coming up next on your Tropical Update.
Also, record heat in the Northeast is about to give way. See how cool it's going to get.
This program powered by Ram Trucks. Guts, Glory, Ram.
West didn't end where Columbus landed. Not on the banks of the Mississippi or even the coast of California. The new Ram 1500 EcoDiesel with 9,200 pounds of towing and 28 highway miles per gallon. West will never end. Guts, Glory, Ram.
Freshen your perspective with a variety of litter solutions at PetSmart. Now, save up to 20% on natural and alternative litter. PetSmart.
Let's do some fancy footwork. Tap into new territory with style. Step up the savings and learn some new moves. Yeah, let's tango. Here, even here. Then, let's take a bow. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Get a designer look for less. Traffic Master hand scrape laminate is now 99 cents per square foot.
I'm Creek Stewart, Weather Channel survival expert. Every Sunday night, we're taking 3 regular guys deep into the woods.
Are you serious?
Where we'll teach them not just to survive,
Show me fire.
but how to truly live.
Look at this caveman.
Show yourself what you're made of on Weather Channel Survival Sundays. At 9, it's So You Think You'd Survive. Then at 10, Fat Guys in the Woods. Tonight on the Weather Channel.
Are you ready? Off the couch, into the weather.
Currently in our area, 87 degrees, under mostly cloudy skies. Today, sun and clouds mixed. High 86. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy early with increasing clouds overnight. Low 76. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Loved. You're loved a lot. And in so many ways. And when you're wrapped in the comfort of Pampers Swaddlers with blanket-like softness and up to 12 hours of protection, all you feel is love. Wishing you love, sleep, and play. Pampers.
At KFC, we make the world's best chicken, using the same original recipe since 1940. It's a very special process. We dip it and shake it 7 times. We hand bread it 7 times. We rock it 7 times. Now you may be wondering, why all the 7s? Because it's a lucky number? Jackpot.
Can this decadent fruit-top pastry with indulgent streusel crumble be from Fiber One? New Fiber One streusel.
Whoa.
Nobody insures more bikes than Progressive. Do you guys ride?
Well,
No.
sometimes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, if you know anybody else who also rides, send them here. We got great coverage. It's not like bikers love their bikes more than life itself.
My name's Alyssa, and my life nearly ended at 19 using heroin. I know what it feels like to be hopeless, to feel trapped in your own body. I always had an excuse to get high, and it got in the way of me getting help. I thought I was going to die this way. But then I did something about it. The compassion that was shown to me at the treatment center gave me that strength to live again. They believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. Everyone knows someone affected by the disease of addiction. Please call the treatment center today.
Did you know 7 of the 10 costliest hurricanes to make landfall in U.S. history caused insured losses in Florida? Hurricane-force winds can exert more than 1 ton of pressure on an exterior door or window. Property losses from a storm can have a catastrophic impact on your finances or those of your business. Weston Insurance Company offers windstorm insurance and may be the most affordable option for your home or business. Weston, for when the wind blows.
Commissions. Looking for a new breed of broker? There's a name for people like you. Trade King. Switch today.
7 a.m. on AMHQ.
Let's get you in front of today's weather.
The biggest weather hour anywhere.
What a gorgeous start.
Weekday mornings on the Weather Channel.
Welcome back, and let's talk tropics. And don't you wish the tropics were always talking about scenes like this? Blue sky, blue water, people hanging out in the shade because it's just too hot in the sun. Yeah, that's what the Atlantic's been like this year anyway, but there's still plenty of tropics to talk about, so let's get into your full tropical update. This is the time of day that we show you everything that's going on across the tropics, so come along with me, right, as we take a look at these tropical conditions. It's time now for your full tropical update, and we are going to be looking across the Atlantic to not see much, right? But the Pacific has been a completely different story this year. We have a hurricane out there, Hurricane Rachel, and we have another area to watch across the Pacific. So we'll get into the details here, starting off with the most organized system, Hurricane Rachel, and you can already tell that something a little bit weird is going on, right? This is not the typical shape that you see for a hurricane. It's like stretched out and thrown around, and what's happening here? Winds at 80 miles per hour. For now. We'll see if that drops significantly by the next update. Something's working for Rachel. Well, the water temperatures are still plenty warm across this area. Average in that box 82. North of there, much cooler. South of there, well, plenty of warm. So there's something to work with, but look what else is nearby. North of here, very strong winds. That's what is squeezing down our system and giving it that elongated look, and that is not a healthy sign for a tropical system. That shear, that wind direction, that strong wind aloft is breaking apart the tropics right now. So because of that wind aloft, look what happens. Tries to go north like the rest of our tropical system so far this year. A big U-turn down towards the south. And you know what? It's just all that wind tearing apart the system, at least according to the Hurricane Center, and so not forecast to hang around much longer. Meanwhile, we've got another area to watch here across the Pacific. A group of showers and storms have come off of Mexico, and look at that, 60% chance of that turning into a depression or a storm within the next several days. So we're going to be watching that as well. And boy, oh boy, has it been a season. We're all the way over to Rachel already. If that next one becomes a storm, it would be Simon. That's the next one on the list. Now, if we're going to see anything across the Atlantic this time of year, it starts to be a little bit closer to home. We're looking back towards the Gulf, back towards the east coast of the U.S. Those are the typical tracks, but the winds not favorable at all, Bonnie. Those winds will be shearing apart any system that tries to get organized there as well.
Okay, well, thanks for that. We're going to head to a different place now, Long Island. This is Northport on the North Shore of Suffolk County. Now, a week ago, this time you were probably recovering from the Cow Harbor Race 10K that has a killer hill. I remember it well. You know, beautiful weather right now. It's 76 degrees with light winds out of the southwest. So warm as we wrap up September, and it's not just warm there. We're looking at a lot of places that are going to enjoy some mild conditions before things change. Of course, it's going to change. You know what they say about the weather in New England and the Northeast? If you stick around long enough, it'll change. Well, right now, though, it's nice and mild. We have 80 degrees in Hempstead, 80 degrees. That's fantastic. So JFK, you're at 74, 82 in New York City, and it'll stay very mild into Boston, into Vermont, and Pittsburgh, all looking good across the region. DC near 80, looking fantastic. Is it going to last? Well, we're going to see those changes as we go through the forecast. Certainly, we're watching for the cool down, and before we get there, we're going to see temperatures that could shatter records even into Albany, New York. The cooler weather will come, but it'll take a little while to get there, so you'll enjoy another day or two of nice conditions. But early in the week, that front does drop down, so you'll feel the change in Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, a little bit more dramatically so, I think, than in New York City. You'll definitely feel it in Boston, and this is the time of year that happens. 79 degrees tomorrow for New York. And then as we start to get to Tuesday, you'll see those changes. 62 in Boston, only 57 in Bangor. Well, I guess we got a taste of summer in September, so that's some good news. And by the time we get to Wednesday, things definitely cool down. Boston, for example, 62 Tuesday and Wednesday from 79 today. Mark, that is quite a change there.
Yeah, Bonnie, if you're looking forward to a fall festival this time of year, do you want it to be the last taste of summer still, or do you want those real cool temps?
I don't know. I kind of like the cooler weather because if you're looking at fall foliage, you expect to have a coat on, right?
I suppose so, although, you know, really quite beautiful stuff. How about this festival, the Pecan Street Fall Fest in Austin?
Oh, that's one you don't need a coat. 85 degrees, very, very warm, and enjoy those pecans.
Yeah, absolutely. How about this? We're going to West Virginia, the Leaf Peepers Fest. And you know what they say? The overcast skies can actually make those colors pop even a little bit more. So even better photos, despite the fact that there's not that much sun there.
And those leaf peepers will take advantage of the cool weather with temperatures in the mid-60s.
And of course, we are checking out D.C. right now. A beautiful day for you. A warm side, but a cool down on the way. Details on that and storms next.
Currently in our area, 87 degrees, under mostly cloudy skies. Today, sun and clouds mixed. High 86. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy early with increasing clouds overnight. Low 76. Here's our 7-day outlook.
My husband's not here, so I'm like, oh my gosh, freaking.
Yeah, I'd be freaking too. Unfortunately, the southwest and the southeast are in for another day of punishing storms and rain. We'll pinpoint who's expected to see the worst of it and if there's any end in sight.
And hikers capture an incredible volcanic eruption in Japan in video, and they really have to make a quick run for their lives. A dangerous situation. We'll show you this incredible footage, including the moment the ash overtakes them. Next on Weather Center Live. Welcome to Weather Center Live. I'm Bonnie Schneider in for Kate Parker.
And I'm Mark Elliott. And you know what? As you watch our show today, we want to live vicariously through you. We want to see what you're up to while we're in the studio. And you can send it to us on social media using the hashtag YourWeekend.
That's true. We've heard from people around the country. And we want to go to Heidi Lynn. And this is in Maine in her backyard. I can't even imagine having such a gorgeous backyard. It looks almost like a fairy tale, Mark.
Yeah, she actually wrote in that she was winterizing the yard and then got to enjoy the rest of the day with all that sunshine. Beautiful stuff in the Northeast. Now, I wish I could say it was beautiful stuff in the Southwest, but the desert, you're going to get hit again. Look at what you were dealing with yesterday in Phoenix. Unbelievable rain. You can barely see the cars out ahead of you. Power went out. Trees were falling down. Wind and rain. Over 1.5 inches of rain Saturday. 1.64. It was a daily record. And you've had over 5 inches of rain for the month. That's the second wettest September on record. And only about 1/3 of an inch away from that record for the month. Unbelievable. And you know what? When you're stuck in that rain, it can add some issues. Listen to this.
It's flooded, so they're talking about turning us around the wrong way. Been sitting here for about half hour, 45 minutes. Gotta pee really bad. Like, you don't think about that, but when you get stuck somewhere on a freeway, you don't have anywhere to go pee.
And you know what doesn't help? all the rain hitting the windshield while you're thinking about that. You know, it wasn't just the water, it was the wind. There were problems at the airports too. Damage at Sky Harbor. You can see some of that here if you can see across the tarmac at all. The roof of Terminal 2 had some damage. 40 flights that were on their way to Phoenix had to be diverted to other airports. So boy, oh boy, it was a problematic day across the Southwest. And we've got more on the way. The storms are going to continue across the West. And you know, we can actually see the system that's responsible for this mess by looking at the water vapor. This adds up the amount of moisture in the air for mostly the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere. The brighter the colors, the pinks and the blues, that's more of the moisture. The bronze is dry air. But what you need to pick out is that big counterclockwise spin. That's our very slow area of low pressure. So slow because it's basically been left behind by the rest of the movement in the atmosphere. The jet stream is all the way up there. I can't even begin to reach it. It's well up into Canada, further north than we've seen through much of the summer. That's the conveyor belt. That's what would be pushing this thing along, but it's so far away that it's going to be a slow mover, a slow slog for the next couple of days that we'll be dealing with. Look at this. Because of that rain kind of pinwheeling around, we've got some of that mess in Salt Lake City, the I-80 corridor up through Evanston, some of the higher elevations picking up some snow. You know, and as we zoom out here, we can actually see that corridor, and we're going to jump back in for you to give you a better view as we look towards Colorado, because from Grand Junction into the I-70 corridor, you've had some problems with flooding conditions as well. That's why we have a flash flood watch. Durango, Grand Junction, all the way up to northern Colorado under that flash flood watch through the rest of today, as that moisture will continue to spiral on through. In fact, speaking of that spiral, we can pick out the spiral on our high-resolution modeling and watch that rain from Colorado into Wyoming, because bands of showers and storms will rotate on through the rest of today into this evening, and then really focus in on Wyoming through the overnight hours, as you could see some pretty substantial rain bands setting up kind of east to west over the same areas again and again. So the flood threat might go a little bit further north, although it is a different soil type that far north. So hopefully the problems won't be as bad. As we get into tomorrow, a little bit further east. We're not forgetting about you in the Four Corners. You've still got the showers and storms, but the severe weather moves east, eastern Colorado into the plains. Heavy rain for anyone that gets stuck underneath one of those downpours. So flooding is a concern in local areas throughout this whole fiasco. Meanwhile, by Tuesday, again, slightly further east from Texas all the way up through Sioux Falls and the Dakotas into Montana, wind and hail certainly a factor, but we'll also have a little bit of that spin in the atmosphere. So Dr. Forrest has been watching this one carefully, and it's a 3 out of 10 on the Torcon scale, about a 30% chance of seeing a tornado within 50 miles. Bonnie.
Well, Mark, it's so far so good in Miami. Beautiful weather. But we want to take you around the city, courtesy of Mark Miranda. He's a viewer of the Weather Channel, and he shot the video that you can see kind of a panoramic view from up high. There's so many great high rises in Miami, so you really can get that vantage point sometimes in one place of the bay and the ocean, looking good. There's some clouds there. You know, Miami's had a rough go of it. Oh, there's a high rise right there. Well, you know, it's definitely been a rough go of it because we've seen 27 days, 25 of them has had rain. Rain is popping up in the western part of Miami, just to the west of Kendall Lakes, but doesn't mean we are going to see more rain as we go through. I think we will, because we have stormy weather in the forecast for Florida as well as other parts of the southeast. Here we are in South Florida now. As we look towards West Palm, you can see a couple spotty showers, and then we're heading off to the north and to Gainesville. Not too bad, but see what's over there? Apalachicola. Oh yeah, there's a lot of rain. That's coming up from the Gulf of Mexico. It's heading Pensacola. And just along I-10, you can see the rain going from light to heavy very quickly. It'll be one of those days where suddenly those downpours will just pop up. So southeast storms could cause the potential for flooding from Tallahassee all the way to Mobile as we watch for a front that's stationary just along the Gulf Coast. You can see that southerly flow just bringing all that moisture in. So southern Louisiana just getting hit hard with rain for today. It's a rainy day in New Orleans. By later on tonight, it should taper off, but we'll still get rain in southern Mississippi and Hattiesburg, south of the Jackson area, and southern Alabama too. That's where we're looking at a lot of rain accumulating into Alabama. So Birmingham, Montgomery, You'll be facing that, as well as Atlanta. We started off with rain here. We're going to end up with rain tonight, too, and more of that ahead for tomorrow. So for those business travelers that are heading out of Charlotte or Atlanta, busy airports, you may face some delays early on tomorrow, and rain will be accumulating about 1 to 2 inches in southern Georgia. Now, this is an area that has been abnormally dry. So on the positive side, this will help the drought situation. On the negative side, it'll impact the travelers, Mark. You just can't have it both ways, can you?
Absolutely not. It's never that easy. How about this? A group of hikers caught off guard when the dormant volcano below them erupted. Then the race was on. You had to get down safely. We're going to show you video from a group of hikers that were caught in the middle of this ash cloud. You got to see this view from below.
This is where I met your grandpa. Right under this tree.
Some things are worth holding on to.
They're hugging the tree.
That's why we got a Subaru.
Was it that tree?
Introducing the all-new Subaru Outback. Love, it's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
Shake it, sensitive bladder? Never miss a chance to dance. Introducing a revolution in bladder leak protection. New, always discreet. Up to 40% thinner for superior comfort. Absorbs 2 times more than you may need for dance all you want protection. No wonder more women already prefer new always discreet pads over poise. New Always Discreet. Now bladder leaks can feel like no big deal. Because, hey, pee happens. Curious? Visit alwaysdiscreet.com.
Put on your thinking caps. Evaporation rate equals 700 times the mean temperature divided by 100 minus the latitude plus 15 times temperature minus dew point temperature divided by 80 minus temperature times millimeters per day. So easy, Sam. A caveman can do it. Got it? Great. There it is.
That is amazing.
Currently in our area, 87 degrees, under mostly cloudy skies. Today, sun and clouds mixed. High 86. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy early with increasing clouds overnight. Low 76. Here's our 7-day outlook.
On AMHQ.
Let's get you in front of today's weather.
The biggest weather hour anywhere.
What a gorgeous start.
Weekday mornings on the Weather Channel.
Sure wish you guys would bring layaway back.
Actually,
that way I could split my payments up into like little bite-sized chunks. Yeah, I mean, you feel me, right?
yeah. Sir?
Oh.
Layaway is back, and it's free. Save money, live better. Walmart.
Andrew, Rita, Sandy. Meet Chris, Jackie, Joe. Minor damage or major disaster. When you need us most, we're there. State Farm. We're a force of nature, too.
Totino's Pizza Rolls. Ready so fast, it's scary.
Presenting luxurious savings at Ace.
What?
Save $7 instantly now through Sunday on gallons of Valspar Optimus, our most premium paint.
Ace is a place to help the hardware folks.
You've got to see this. A dramatic rescue operation is underway in central Japan. Emergency crews are out there trying to save climbers trapped after the Mount Ontake volcano erupted.
You know, reports indicate as many as 230 hikers have made it down off the mountainside, but hundreds of others are believed to be trapped. A Japanese police official says crews have found more than 30, quote, unconscious bodies believed to be dead or near the peak of the volcano.
Yeah, so those victims have been described as not breathing, and they have hearts that have stopped, which is the customary way for Japanese authorities to describe a body until doctors can examine it, and they're going through that process now.
Well, incredible video has surfaced from the doomed mountainside, reportedly taken by people that were hiking the volcano.
We're going to show you this whole video and watch what happens as the group realizes that their lives are in danger. Check this out. Just unbelievable. So many caught off guard.
That's true. The horror of that. You can hear the coughing at the end from that volcanic ash. So dangerous to be in contact with that.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're playing this video back, and you can see that it started off like any normal hiking day until at the top of the volcano, that huge cloud came out of nowhere.
It's true. And this is a volcano that's been dormant for years, so they didn't have warning that this was going to happen. But boy, did it ever. Look at those pictures.
Yeah, that ash got so high into the atmosphere that there were reports of 2.5 miles away stuff was falling out of the sky. So imagine being on the mountain, what that must have felt like, watching this cloud chase you down the hillside.
And you can't really get your bearings. You're up so high, you can't breathe. And of course, the volcanic ash also has kind of a scratching feeling to it. So it could really damage your eyes, and I'm sure people there couldn't see either.
Yeah, what you might think is a process like any other cloud would form, with water vapor coming out, and that is part of the cloud, but it also has those fine particulates, that small stuff that gets in your eyes and your lungs. It can also eject out huge amounts of carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide. The sulfur smells really bad, but the carbon dioxide, man, it's like drowning.
That's true. You can't breathe.
It takes all the oxygen away from the area as that settles in over you.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I think that's exactly what happened to the victims there. You know, we can show you an ash cloud time lapse, and the videos kind of speed up so you can see what happened moment by moment, but in a short amount of time.
It goes from day to night. So much of that ash got into the sky, completely blocked out the sun. Talk about an eerie sight. I can't even imagine what it was like on the hill itself.
No, and once they were up so high, there was probably nowhere to go to escape because it happened so quickly. A terrible tragedy in Japan with that volcano explosion.
Yeah, we'll continue to follow the latest updates from there, and hopefully we'll keep hearing good news of more people that made it down safely.
Absolutely. Well, switching gears, a tornado in the state of Ohio, but this is not the kind we usually talk about.
No, this one, I wish they all came with it. Came with music and marching. Hear what inspired this weather-themed halftime show.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
In the nation, the safest feature in your car is you. Add Vanishing Deductible from Nationwide Insurance and get $100 off for every year of safe driving, which for you shouldn't be a problem. Just another way we put members first, because we don't have shareholders. Join the nation.
Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide.
Nationwide is on your side.
This is a Pip.
It's part of a Hershey's bar.
We break it.
We bite it.
We sneak it.
We smush it. We savor it.
We love it.
Hershey's is mine. Yours.
Our chocolate.
Bridgestone's new Drive Guard tires are engineered to take a puncture and go up to 50 miles.
We can drive 50 miles on a flat, and you have an app that makes nails pop up?
Yep.
We could rule the world. But I've got carpool at 3, though, so
that time
we could, mess with the world.
When we say the all-new Chrysler 200 is all new, we mean it. We used the latest tools and built a new state-of-the-art manufacturing plant. We gave it new smart technology. We challenged conventional thinking with a more intuitive design. And we set new expectations of what an American sedan can be. The all-new Chrysler 200, America's import.
Let's do some fancy footwork. Tap into new territory with style. Step up the savings and learn some new moves. Yeah, let's tango. Here, even here. Then, let's take a bow. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Get a designer look for less. Traffic Master hand scrape laminate is now 99 cents per square foot.
Mondays, only the Weather Channel takes you this far. Inside a hurricane.
Just total chaos.
If you think you've seen it all, look again.
Every Sunday, it's a season of new challenges.
This family cannot function without you.
What if this doesn't work?
Then we lose everything. Plus, Dina returns.
I'm away with animals. Busted ones.
The Real Housewives of New Jersey, all new every Sunday at 8, 7 Central. Only by Bravo.
Amaluna from Cirque du Soleil opens under the Big Top December 11th next to Sun Life Stadium. Enter for your chance to win an Amaluna Tickets prize package at Xfinity.com/sweeps.
If you struggle with back pain, you have the power to turn it off with this.
New Smart Relief from Icy Hot. Turn on relaxing pulses that quickly block even chronic back pain. It's wireless, reusable, and easy to use.
Turn on Smart Relief and turn off pain.
For diarrhea, you take Kaopectate. But for heartburn, gas, indigestion, upset stomach, or nausea, you also take Kaopectate. Kaopectate caplets, like our liquid, relieve diarrhea and soothe your stomach for relief of all those symptoms. Kaopectate, one and done.
Fund the shipping and even pay the return postage. Try NoNo risk-free today.
7 a.m. on AMHQ.
Let's get you in front of today's weather.
The biggest weather hour anywhere.
What a gorgeous start.
Weekday mornings on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 86 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, sun and clouds mixed. High 86. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy early with increasing clouds overnight. Low 76. Here's our 7-day outlook.
And welcome back to Weather Center Live, where you are looking live at both New York and Boston, where the weather could not be better. The Northeast Corridor, man, you're getting spoiled today. Beautiful, mild fall weather. Some of you are breaking records for warmth. There's sunshine and comfortable temps for the next several days. Of course, you might not be watching the skies right now. People in both cities have their eyes on Fenway Park today. The Red Sox taking on the Yankees. And you know what? It is Yankees captain Derek Jeter's final game after 20 seasons in Major League Baseball. He had heroics during the last home game, so we'll have to see if there's any heroics for the Yanks in their rivals town in Boston for the game at the Red Sox this afternoon. So let's check out the current conditions at Fenway, because that is the key, right? What are we going to be dealing with these weather conditions? And right now it is sunny, 81 degrees. Wind is not a factor. Visibility, you can see forever. It feels like 82. It just doesn't get better than that. So perfect conditions, and hopefully, if you're a Jeter fan, the Yanks can pull it off at Fenway. Bonnie, over to you.
All right, we're talking more about sports, but this is a little different story. The marching band at Ohio State University added a little weather to the halftime show. Take a look. The band slowly comes together as a tornado. You really have to see this to believe it. I think you need high seats.
Right for you.
Well, there's the house. This is all a tribute to The Wizard of Oz, celebrating its 75th anniversary of the 1939 film. So let's take a look, and you can sort of make out Toto, Dorothy.
They're walking the yellow brick road. How awesome is that?
I just can't believe how this choreography, I wonder how long it took to do something like this, because it's perfect.
They're so good.
Yeah,
They're
this is
so
the tornado. And you can see, I was looking for the witch. Did you find the witch, Mark?
I had up right there, bottom of the screen.
Oh, there she
running
goes.
by.
Oh, that's great.
Good timing. It's as if you planned that, and I promise you we didn't, because we had been searching for the witch the entire time.
That's true. Well, it looks like they're going to see some good weather and enjoy nice conditions there in Ohio.
You know, plenty warm across the Northeast, but we're talking football now. It's a NFL Sunday. The Falcons going up north. Maybe some Atlanta fans have traveled all the way up to Minneapolis. Well, they brought the Atlanta weather with them, Bonnie.
That's exactly right. 80 degrees in Minneapolis. You know that's not going to last, so enjoy it while you can.
And how about this one? We're going to California. You know what? I'm a Giants fan. I talk about that a lot during the show. So the Eagles and I don't really get along. Did you hear what happened last night to the Eagles? Somebody found out which hotel they were in and pulled the fire alarm at about 2 a.m.
Do you think it was a Giants fan that did it?
I don't condone these types of actions.
No, we definitely don't.
But I kind of hope so.
All right. Well, you know, San Diego, always we have good weather there. This is Quantum Stadium. We're looking at temperatures in the 70s.
Yeah, just perfect weather there. Winds a little bit gusty at times, but shouldn't be enough to mess up the long pass or the kicks. And how about Monday Night Football?
Oh, this one looks good. You can tell this game is going to be really, really unusual to have such nice weather. 73 degrees for the Patriots versus the Chiefs.
Yeah, we're lucking out. Today into tomorrow is beautiful stuff. And this is not going to last into the rest of the season.
This is not what you picture when you think about football weather,
no.
Not especially for the Patriots. Yeah, no.
It's probably too hot for the players. They're probably complaining about it on the field.
I think you're probably right. They prefer it cooler. Well, another place that's definitely warm is Atlantic City, New Jersey. Oh, the Jersey Shore, so nice. Well, you know, we're looking for temperatures that's going to feel like it's August. That's right, in the upper 70s today. So the beachgoers and people enjoying areas like, you know, Wildwood and enjoying all the festivities there are probably thinking, we're going to get there while we can and enjoy. So our 7-day forecast, starting with today, does call for nice conditions. You don't see any rain in the Northeast. You do see rain in other places off to the west, and we're also watching for a lot of rain in the Southeast. You see that today, and then tomorrow that could impact business travel on Monday for Atlanta and for Charlotte. And then Denver, you could see severe weather tomorrow, so we're watching for dangerous storms. But Tuesday it calms down a bit, but we still have some rain. Light rain building into the Great Lakes. Let's check out Wednesday. The smack in the middle of the week, in the middle of the country is where we have the rain. We've got some heavy rain actually into Kansas and Missouri. We'll watch for that, and into Chicago by the time we get to Thursday, as well as Louisiana. You've been seeing a lot of rain. I mentioned how wet it's been in Florida, and we really don't see too many dry days coming up through this week for Florida, although it's not as intense as it has been, so that's some good news. As we wrap up TGIF, we'll be looking for dry weather to the west, wet weather to the east, and then a nice looking Saturday with cool conditions in New England. We're out of that summer-like weather mark as we head towards next weekend.
Yeah, Bonnie, storms in the west still today, though. The chance of severe weather and flash flooding. Details next.
You guys are good to go? Let me just get this out of here. Unlike some places, we don't just change your oil. Our oil offer comes with a 4-tire rotation and a 27-point inspection. And everything looked great.
Actually, could you leave those in?
Sure. Want me to run them through the car wash for you, too? No, I can't.
Get our everyday price match guarantee plus a $100 rebate on 4 select tires from your tire experts. Chevy Certified Service.
Lowe's presents How to Work Out the Triceps.
Wow. Impress your guests. Delise Vanity, now just $2.29 at Lowe's.
Discover Card. Hey, I heard you guys can help me with fraud protection.
Yeah, we help with fraud protection. We monitor every purchase every day and alert you if anything looks unusual.
Wow. You're really looking out for us.
We are. And if there are unauthorized purchases on your Discover Card, you're never held responsible.
Just to be clear, you are saying frog protection, right?
Yeah, fraud protection.
Frog protection.
Fraud protection.
Frog.
Fraud.
Frog.
Fraud.
I think we're on the same page.
We're totally on the same page.
At Discover, we treat you like you'd treat you. Fraud protection. Get it at discover.com.
Inside this bag of Gevalia exists over 150 years of Swedish coffee experience. That's 150 years of experience in perfecting the rich, never bitter taste of Gevalia. And we do it all for this very experience. This very second. This exact moment.
That's good.
I know, right? Cheers to that.
Gevalia, 150 years of rich, never bitter coffee.
3 vacuum cleaners. 3 paths of test dust. Only one has powerful suction, without the hassle of a cord.
Huh. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more in car insurance.
Everybody knows that.
Well, did you know that former pro football player Ickey Woods will celebrate almost anything?
Number 44. Woo! 44, that's me!
Get some cold cuts, get some cold cuts, get some cold cuts. Woo! Give me some!
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
44, ladies, that's me! Woo! Gonna get some cold cuts today. Okay, Patrick, one more stop. Let's go base, shark, blitz. Base, shark, blitz.
When the game's on the line.
Okay, this is for the game.
The NFL trusts Duracell Quantum to power their game day communication.
Abort, he's keeping it.
Duracell Quantum lasts up to 35% longer than the competition.
The Voice is America's #1 singing competition. Critics agree. Stefani and Williams got great chemistry and are the perfect fit. This season's gonna be the best one yet.
I can't see you. I got some good news for you, man. We all turned around.
Oh, shit!
The Voice is all new tomorrow and Tuesday, 8, 7 Central, followed by a new Blacklist on NBC.
Currently in our area, 86 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, tonight, partly cloudy early with increasing clouds overnight. Low 76. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Tonight, the Weather Channel asks, so you think you'd survive black ice? So you think you'd survive tonight at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Yeah, you hear that and see that? That is flooding at Zion National Park in Utah yesterday.
It's true, and the National Weather Service actually rated this park as a high risk for flooding, and sure enough, look at these pictures, they were right. The canyons and dry washes filled with water quickly, nearly 2 inches on Saturday.
Such popular hiking areas that are normally dry, and then it can turn into a river. So dangerous when that happens.
Very dangerous, and we're keeping an eye on that area, a lot of others today. Welcome back to Weather Center Live. I'm Bonnie Schneider.
And I'm Mark Elliott, and you know, as you watch our show today, we want to see what you're up to. Maybe you're out doing some hiking. Send us your pictures using the hashtag #YourWeekend.
And many of you have already done that. We appreciate it because this is the time of year where we get some brilliant fall colors. Like in Colorado, you can see this beautiful picture showing some golds and greens.
Yeah, just amazing. That is the ski lift at Telluride, and look at that aspen gold. Just unbelievable view, that is for sure. Of course, some of those leaves might get knocked off the trees because there's been a lot of rain. And you know what happens when you don't check the weather before you go to, go into the center of the woods? Well, you get stuck and cold.
Vehicles? 40 or 50.
Trying to push a car.
We decided to get our car stuck and run around in some mud for a little while.
Yeah, dozens of college kids got trapped far from their warm beds in Lone Rock, Utah, 3 miles away from civilization. You know, it's called Lone Rock for a reason. It's pretty far out there. Emergency crews came to the rescue with a school bus to try to warm up everyone. A lot of people that were out there. Now, speaking of a lot of people, the best and possibly the craziest mountain bikers in the world have descended on the Utah desert this weekend for what's called the Red Bull Rampage. The only problem is the weather had been doing stuff like this, not cooperating at all. Alana Taub is part of the festivities. She joins us by phone. And Alana, we are seeing that things are closed to the public today because of all that rain. Is that true?
Yeah, today we ended up having to shift our schedule. Yesterday was supposed to be the practice day, and it rained so hard that the road to the event had to be closed down. It's a 4-mile dirt road, and basically with all the heavy rains, it was completely muddy and washed out. So we shifted the schedule. So today is a closed practice, and then tomorrow we are good to go for the finals. So luckily the sun's out now and everything's carrying on, but yesterday was definitely quite an adventure with the weather.
So this is a mountain bike race that has all kinds of turns and ramps and just really impressively difficult things. Does the weather affect the ramps at all? Are you guys having to go back out there and kind of rebuild the course?
We're pretty lucky that the rain didn't affect it too much. And actually, the rain helps knock down the dust a bit, so it's easier for the athletes to shape and finish their lines. The athletes themselves and their diggers go out there and help shape the landings that they do. So in a way, it's actually a benefit and easier for the athletes, although we, of course, prefer not to be delayed a day because of rain, but all said and done, it didn't hurt us too much at all.
You know, in a horse race, they can say that this horse is a mudder and actually does better if the ground is all wet. Are there players that and racers that actually have an advantage from this and like the slop?
You know, being super muddy is not great for anyone, and like I said, luckily with the desert, it dries up really fast. So there's a little bit of mud on the ground at the bottom, but up on the hill, it's pretty great actually for the athletes. So I think they're all really excited just to have a chance to do the course, and you know, they'll be underway tomorrow, and I think it's going to be great. If the sun's out, I think it's going to be perfect.
All right, Alana Taub, thanks so much for joining us. Stay safe out there for the all the riders and the people trying to get through that flooded road to get to that event. What an amazing scene. Those pictures were just incredible that we had on during that. Now, you know, the storms, unfortunately, are going to continue, but the good news for the race is that it will be a little bit further towards the east. Here's that pinwheel, that big bowling ball spiral. That's an area of low pressure that's been left behind in the rest of the atmosphere. We call this a cut-off low because it's been cut off from the flow of the atmosphere. I usually call the jet stream the conveyor belt, the air that kind of pushes the storms forward across the country. But in this case, the jet stream's up in Canada, and our storm is down here over the Four Corners, and so it's very slowly going to be migrating towards the east over the next couple of days. You remember that we had all this rain in Phoenix. Well, near the center of that area of low pressure, we've got some rain and maybe even some snow over the Sierra, that big counterclockwise spin. Look at Reno, south of town into the higher elevations near Lake Tahoe, some snow being indicated on the radar. We can shift over towards Salt Lake City, and it's just east of town, Evanston along I-80. You're seeing some of that rain, and we've had times of very heavy rainfall on I-70. Here's Colorado, Grand Junction, now east of town for the heaviest precipitation there. Of course, because of that heavy rain and how long it's been over those same areas again and again, we've been seeing some flash flooding. A flash flood watch is still in place across much of Colorado. And using our high-resolution modeling, we can time out those bursts of heavy rain. Notice that big counterclockwise spin getting picked up by the models very well. Colorado will see times of bands of showers and storms moving on up into Wyoming as well, where they kind of slow down and flatten out east to west. So there's a potential for a lot of rain in that area as well. So that means tonight we're still looking at some snow in the higher elevations, and we're still seeing plenty of rain. Not the whole time, but you could get caught in a burst of extremely heavy rainfall across this area. By tomorrow, the showers and storms are moving east. Severe storms moving into the center of the country. All thanks to this this big low moving further towards the east. And again, heavy rains. Not everyone will see rain the whole time, but you have that potential. This slow-moving low will be drifting on off towards the east. Out ahead of it, we're watching all kinds of moisture getting thrown towards the north, and that's setting the stage for severe weather and potentially tornadoes as well, Bonnie, in the center of the country.
We'll be watching that very closely, Mark. Mark. Now to the southeast and a dangerous rescue off Florida's southwest coast. A boat was carrying 4 adults and 3 kids. Well, it capsized off Sanibel Island. You can see some pictures behind me. And, luckily everybody was recovered and there were no storms in the area as a rescue crew pulled all of them to safety. So good news there. But the problem is a lot of people might want to go on the water today and go boating in Florida. Guess what? We have more storms expected today. Let's take a look at Pensacola Beach. This is an area that's experienced some light rain just all day long. Hasn't accumulated too much, but you can see the overcast skies. There's lifeguard stand there, but not too many people in the water. Just doesn't feel like the right day to do it, even though the temperatures are mild. It's important to note that if you are going to venture offshore in the Gulf of Mexico, that you're looking at the threat, unfortunately, for more heavy rain. It's just coming straight up from the Gulf. You can see it here, Pensacola right now, light rain, light winds, but all this rain is on the way. So it's going to be a stormy one as we go through Sunday. Here's some of the heavier downpours working their way to Apalachicola and then New Orleans, just on the southern tip there of Louisiana. Houma, the low-lying area, tends to flood very quickly. Unfortunately, Grand Isle, these are all areas that are facing a lot of heavy rain along that stationary frontal boundary. And because this will persist for more than one day, we are looking at the threat for flooding. A flash flood watch continues from Mobile to Tallahassee straight until tomorrow. The dynamics of the storm, we have low pressure developing certainly to the north, another one that's going to develop to the south. But in the meantime, moisture coming up from the Gulf will just be enhanced by what's happening up above the skies. There's that low working its way across Florida. It'll strengthen and develop off the coast of Georgia. And this is all going heavy rainfall, and I think we'll see some heavier accumulations in southern Georgia as a result of this system. Not necessarily certainly tonight, but by the time it's more scattered at this point. But notice by the time we get to Tuesday, Monday and Tuesday, busy days for business travelers. We're looking at Atlanta facing rain and thunderstorms, a big airport here. Also, and where people have a lot of connecting flights, that could impact your air travel on Monday. 1 to 2 inches mark of rain in Georgia by the time we get through early Tuesday.
And it's not just about the bad weather. How about some fall weather coming in? The Midwest is going to see a roller coaster ride of temperature changes over the next week. We'll show you which areas will go from the mid-80s to the low 40s by the end of the week.
Currently in our area, 86 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. This afternoon, sunshine and clouds mixed. High 86. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Partly cloudy skies early. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Be one with it, and it will be one with you. Be one with your tires, and the road will be one with you. Hankook Tires.
Hankook Tire. Be one with the road, no matter the conditions.
Awesome! I've been Claritin Clear for 8 days.
At the first sign of your allergies, doctors recommend taking 1 Claritin every day of your allergy season for continuous relief.
21 days. 14 days of continuous relief.
Live Claritin Clear every day.
Get relief with Claritin. Live Claritin Clear.
I thought there was a lot of cheese on the Cheesy Pub chicken sandwich, but you clearly went all out here.
There's places in here where there isn't cheese right now.
I know. I'd like to keep it that way.
Cheese it up with the Cheesy Pub chicken sandwich. This is how you Sonic.
Introducing Savings Catcher from Walmart. It compares prices to top stores in your area. If there's a lower advertised price, Walmart will give you the difference on an e-gift card.
Oh, money! Every penny counts.
Yep. Go to walmart.com/savingscatcher and enter your receipt.
Will new Twizzlers Mixed Berry Bites ever end their rivalry with new Jolly Rancher filled gummy bites? Not today. Fight, little greatness.
Sometimes, healthy's not on the menu. Luckily, I always keep my MetaHealth bars handy. It's my favorite bar, hands down.
From the makers of Metamucil, new multi-health MetaHealth bars have natural psyllium fiber that helps promote heart health with a taste consumers prefer.
Would you like one of these instead?
Yummy. Thanks. Experience the Meta effect with our new multi-health wellness line and see how one small change can lead to good things.
Presenting luxurious savings at Ace.
What?
Save $7 instantly now through Sunday on gallons of Valspar Optimus, our most premium paint.
Ace is a place to help the hardware folks. Are we still on for tomorrow?
Tomorrow is full of promise.
We can come back tomorrow.
And we promise to keep it that way. CSX, how tomorrow moves.
What a day.
Can't wait till tomorrow.
Premium for the year. Hi, sorry, just want to say, I bundled home and auto with State Farm, saved $760. Love this guy. So sorry.
Okay, does it bother anybody else that the mime is talking? Freaky.
Savings worth talking about. State Farm.
Thought it'd be bigger.
There's nothing I can't reach in my Subaru.
Introducing the all-new Subaru Outback. Love, it's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
Toaster strudel. More fruit in the filling. Yeah. Yeah. Warm, flaky, gooey. Toaster strudel.
Now with more fruit.
How did I win that new account? I started by making myself at home while I checked in with the office. And after grabbing breakfast, I got some last-minute advice from my boss. That made all the difference.
Great endings begin here. That's why at Choice Hotels, we give you free internet, free breakfast, and right now when you take 2 separate trips, you earn 1 night free. Book now at choicehotels.com.
Hear that? It's your comeback calling. It starts with cash in your account as soon as tomorrow. We're Rise, a better way to borrow the cash you need. We believe in rates that actually go down over time. We believe that's the chance you need to get ahead and stay ahead. Start your comeback today. Visit risecredit.com.
Welcome back to Weather Center Live, and hello, Chicago. Not a bad day to be walking down that magnificent mile. The flags are lightly breezing there. They're moving around. They got the buildings creating those shadows because there's plenty of sunshine. But you know what? The best way to get around is either by foot or by car. The airports are still a mess. More delays and cancellations coming through. At least 740 flights canceled at O'Hare. At least 56 flights canceled at Midway, all because of that fire at the FAA radar facility. So if you're traveling today or tomorrow, make sure you check ahead with your airline. Temperatures won't be slowing you down. The weather won't be slowing you down, but that airline mess certainly will. It's code red at O'Hare and Midway. At least 798 cancellations between the two so far today. A mixture of sun and clouds right now. The winds are fine. The visibility's fine. It's just that we don't have the radars up, and that makes it very difficult to take off or land a plane, and that's why all these cancellations are coming through. You know what? Right now, across the Midwest, it's comfortable, if not warm, right? 75 in Chicago, 77 in Minneapolis. Chicago, your average high is 70. So we're already 5 degrees above the average, and we're still going to be warming up for the next several hours. There is nothing in your way on the radar screen. This is actually probably the sun reflecting off the ground, giving that burst of bright whites there. There is a cold front off to your north. You see some cool air there, some showers, and we're not going to be seeing that really affect your weather in too much of a bad way unless you love the heat. The heat is on the way out. The southerly winds are leaving. The northerly winds are cranking in. That's going to bring in the much cooler stuff to the Midwest. So at least 76 today in Chicago. We're already at 75, 80 in Des Moines, 82 in Sioux City. But those cooler conditions are on the way. Look at tomorrow, Minneapolis 61, Traverse City 67. By Tuesday, the 60s get into Chicago and Detroit. So they're really going to be pushing their way south over the next couple of days. You look at Chicago from 80 to 63 in just one day. And what a switch, Bonnie.
That is a huge switch. Well, the FAA just gave a forecast of clear skies for drones to fly over the U.S. But there's a catch. NBC's Kerry Sanders explains from Southern California.
In the blockbuster movie Skyfall, those amazing action shots were possible because the film was shot overseas with a drone like this. Now, for the first time in this country, the FAA says 6 American production companies can begin using unmanned aircraft.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at it because I'm almost drawn to it.
At Aerial Mob in San Diego, Tony Carmine says it's been a long 2-year wait for permission.
How big of a deal is this to the industry?
Oh, it's a big deal. I like to compare it to from when typewriters were there, morphed into PCs.
Ready to go, airborne, Captain. Airborne.
The FAA says only licensed pilots can fly the commercial drones below 400 feet during daylight hours, and for now, only on closed movie sets.
And you can go up, down. Yeah. And all the time, the camera looks like it's steady. Oh, yeah.
This is not all just about Hollywood magic. The FAA is now taking applications from any and all commercial operators who believe a drone like this will be a game changer in their industry, too.
Amazon, real estate agents, and farmers are all lining up for permission to fly drones. The FAA says it's moving methodically to ensure safety. The drone industry believes this is just the beginning.
It is a revolutionary change on an evolutionary path. Some people call it disruptive technology, but it will in fact make the world a better place.
And drones being used by anyone else, like realtors or wedding photographers, still technically illegal.
Yeah, that's good to know. Well, you know, Hurricane Rachel is taking a bit of a strange path. That's next on your tropical update.
Also, we're looking at record heat in the Northeast for now, but it's about to give way. We're going to show you just how cool it gets. You ready for it, Bonnie?
Oh, I am. And you can see we've got some great weather ahead. Stay with us. Beautiful conditions.
It's the candy bar that's too hot for TV in all its naked glory. Stripped of chocolate with nothing but salty roasted peanuts on soft, sweet caramel. A Payday bar will get you through your day. Expose yourself to Payday.
Maybe you didn't know, people with the flu can spread it up to 6 feet away. Or that flu can make chronic conditions worse. Or that experts say anyone who lives or works with infants should be vaccinated. Maybe you didn't know all the stuff your Rite Aid pharmacist knew the whole time. But maybe, since you already went and got your flu shot at Rite Aid without hassle or appointment, maybe you didn't need to know any of that. Rite Aid. With us, it's personal.
I'm Creek Stewart, Weather Channel survival expert. Every Sunday night, we're taking 3 regular guys deep into the woods.
Are you serious?
Where we'll teach them not just to survive,
Show make fire,
but how to truly live.
Look at this caveman.
Show yourself what you're made of on Weather Channel Survival Sundays. At 9, it's So You Think You'd Survive. Then at 10, Fat Guys in the Woods. Every Sunday night on the Weather Channel.
Are you ready?
Off the couch, into the weather.
Currently in our area, 86 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. This afternoon, sunshine and clouds mixed. High 86. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies early will give way to cloudy skies later at night. Low 76. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Michelin's new Drive Guard tires are engineered to take a puncture and go up to 50 miles.
We can drive 50 miles on a flat, and you have an app that makes nails pop up?
Yep.
We could rule the world. But I've got carpool at 3, though, so
that time.
We could, mess with the world.
How's it going? Heard you need a ride to school. I know just the thing to help get you going. Power up with new Cheerios Protein.
Let's do some fancy footwork. Tap into new territory with style. Step up the savings and learn some new moves. Yeah, let's tango. Here, even here. Then, let's take a bow. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Get a designer look for less. Traffic Master hand scrape laminate is now 99 cents per square foot.
Some question physics. Some question gravity. And some even have the audacity to question improbability. These are some of the bold new Ram commercial trucks, built to blow your imagination. Guts, glory, Ram.
Thought I told you to stay off our turf.
And what would you know about turf, Skipper?
Let's end this here and now. Let's dance.
Hello there. Progressive covers boats and RVs, okay? Plenty of policies to go around.
Get luxury for less at Alpacker Lincoln. Enjoy incredible savings on Lincoln's best-selling models, like the new 2015 Lincoln MKZ. Your choice, gas or hybrid, just $299 a month. Or a 2014 Lincoln MKS, just $379 a month. Enjoy luxury for less with bottom-line windshield pricing. Only at Alpacker Lincoln on Military Trail. And remember,
before you buy, Price Packer.
Watching the NFL on Xfinity from Comcast is like having the best seat in the house on game day. Because NFL Red Zone gives you a front row seat to the biggest plays around the league, including every touchdown from every game Sunday afternoons, live, all on one channel. Get NFL Red Zone from NFL Network when you add the sports entertainment package for just $4.99 more a month for 12 months. Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Visit Comcast.com/NFL today.
Looking for a new breed of broker? There's a name for people like you. Trade King. Switch today.
See why the buzz on Fat Guys in the Woods, the Weather Channel's hit survival series, is getting bigger and bigger. Victory! A new episode tonight at 10 on the Weather Channel.
Well, hello, St. Croix. The U.S. Virgin Islands looking pretty good right now, right? Blue sky above, blue sea below. People's hiding from the sun on the benches. What a beautiful sight there across the tropics. You know, the Atlantic has seen a pretty quiet season, but we can't say the same thing for the rest of the tropics, right? Let's get into your full tropical update, and we'll take a look at everything that we're watching right now across the tropics. The Atlantic looks beautiful. A couple of puffs of clouds, but nothing organized at all. Can't say the same about the Pacific. One area that we're watching developing, another that already technically is developed. Hurricane Rachel still out there across the Pacific. Here are the details on Rachel. Still winds of 80 miles per hour as of the latest advisory. Pretty good chance that is going to be dramatically dropped because look at the shape of this storm. It's getting stretched and pulled, and well, there's some things working for this system and certainly some things working against it. So we'll start off with the pluses for Hurricane Rachel to become a stronger storm, if you will, which is not in the forecast, by the way. We've got this box where the storm is hanging out. Average water temp there, 82. Plenty warm for tropical development. To the north, we have cooler water and all kinds of wind. Look at this shear. Look at these very strong winds aloft north of the storm. We also have some getting very close to the center on the north side of Rachel, and those winds are what is stretching out this system and kind of losing its shape and losing its oomph. It can't go north into those very strong winds, so instead we got this crazy loop-de-loop path and we lose a lot of the strength here, from 65 miles per hour early Monday morning to 30 miles per hour by early Wednesday morning. So we can be waving goodbye to Rachel. Meanwhile, we've got another system that we're carefully watching off the coast of Mexico. About a 60% chance now from the Hurricane Center of that becoming a depression or a storm. And if it does, well, here's the list of storms, and we've gone through a lot of them. Rachel already done. Simon is coming up next. Bonnie, over to you.
Hopefully we won't see Simon, right? Well, you know, we're going to take you to a place that's nice and calm and beautiful. Northport, New York. This is on the north shore of Suffolk County on Long Island, a great place where temperatures are feeling more like summer. You had a big race last weekend, the Cow Harbor 10K. Hopefully you're enjoying another great weekend. All right, you know, it's interesting to note that many places have already shattered records. It's still early in the day, but the warm up is persisting. Look at this. Hempstead at 79, Islip at 79, and Stony Brook, not too far away from Northport, that's at 81. Current temperature in New York City Central Park, 83 degrees. So very, very warm. Warming up even warmer than that. That's a lot of warmth. All right, where's that record high? 84 in Concord, New Hampshire. It's been shattered. It's done. It's already shattered the record. That was 82. We're looking at potentials. It looks like some more records as well. I think we've got another one, Greg, there. Hartford, Connecticut, 84 currently. Shattered the record of 83. It's a moment by moment. This is a changing situation. I think Albany will get there too. Cold front, though, will change things, but not right away. It'll take a little while. Early this week, we'll see some cooler air drop down, taking temperatures back to normal, feeling more like fall, certainly. And you'll feel that, especially in northern New England, like in Maine and Vermont, but you won't feel it tomorrow. Not quite yet. Maybe Maine will, 65, 76 in Burlington tomorrow. Then by Tuesday, it gets a little cooler in Boston, up to 62. Stays in the 80s for Washington, D.C., and then gradually getting a little cooler to 62, as I mentioned, for Boston. So there's the change really from today to near 80 mark all the way down to 62 Tuesday and Wednesday. Still feeling good.
That's a change you'll definitely feel. Some like it hot, some don't. For a festival this time of year, what do you prefer?
Well, it depends if I'm doing leaf peeping or not. If I am, I like it cool, but any other festival, I'm okay with the warmth.
Well, how about this one in Oregon, in Corvallis? It's the 42nd annual Fall Fest. Temperature's not bad there, right? Mid to upper 70s. What do you think?
I think that looks great. Really, really nice. Perfect weather to enjoy the festival there.
Sip on some cider for that one. Of course, in Arizona, summer never feels like it ends, but it's the Summer Ends Fest.
You know, that's actually cool, though, for Arizona. It's 85 throughout the day in Tempe. It looks like we'll get some good weather for the summer's ends.
Yeah, and luckily none of those downpour rains. They're further east. Vermont, fall foliage, looking pretty good there too.
That's true. A little confusing there, but nice weather. Well, stay with us. Fat Guys in the Woods is coming up next.
But stay with us. If severe weather strikes where you live, we're watching the flood threat, and we're going to jump back in and show you the radar one last time in 1 minute.
Currently in our area, 86 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. This afternoon, sunshine and clouds mixed. High 86. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies early will give way to cloudy skies later at night. Low 76. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Far and away, the biggest area of concern today is out west, where you do have this area of low pressure that is slowly spinning its way through the west, really wound up here, and lots of moisture streaming its way on into this system. It is cut off from the conveyor belt that would push this along. The jet stream is further north, so this thing is not moving far or fast. The same system brought all the flooding to Phoenix yesterday. Now, for today, we're seeing that rain's spiraling around our system. Higher elevation snow not out of the question, like here for the Sierra Nevada, Lake Tahoe. You could could see a couple of showers, not out of the question. Outside Salt Lake City, it's mostly rain for I-80. We're also seeing heavy rains along I-70 in Colorado, where there is a flash flood watch. Now, one other area of concern is the southeast. The I-10 corridor could see a lot of rain coming on through. Hefty rains in the Gulf. Now, if any of this were to migrate further north and towards land, we might see some flooding there as well. So we're going to watch that area as well. Fat Guys in the Woods starts right now. We'll jump back in if the weather needs.
This is going to be home right here. We're going to go sardine style.
Sardine? You mean we're going to lay together?
Right next to each other.
There's not even enough room in there for a big fella.
You're going to appreciate big fella's body heat.
I need a lady to appreciate big fella's body heat.
For thousands of years, man lived wild, and our triumph over Mother Nature defined who we were. We were rugged, we were strong. And as we evolved, our ingenuity led to towering achievements. We secured our place at the top of the food chain, and now we have the waistline to prove it. I'm Creek Stewart. I'm a survivalist, and this is your midlife wake-up call.
So get off the couch and come out to the woods.
If you can survive a week with me, you can take on anything. Survival is simple. Just don't die.
Here we are, day one. I've got 3 guys who have 0 to little experience in the woods on their way to the edge of the wilderness. They have no idea what they're in for.
Look at the ponytail on that man.
Big fella.
This is Big Fella. We live in Michigan, baby.
He's a chef from the streets of Detroit.
Big fella has big dreams of reinvigorating Detroit, and hopefully he'll be able to use what he learns out in the woods to achieve his goals back in the big city.
You must be Big Fella.
Your ponytail precedes you.
Josh, he's a minister from Denver, Colorado. He's a husband.
Daddy's 33rd birthday.
He's a father, and he's here because his dad passed away well before his time.
My dad made terrible decisions about his health, and I'm kind of in the same situation. 60, 70 pounds overweight. Something has to happen.
I'm Josh. Hey, Josh. Dane, we might have to arm wrestle over that hat later, man. Dane, he's 20 years old and from the state of Tennessee. He's a couch potato that spends a lot of time video gaming.
Here's my gaming setup and my systems.
I don't know exactly what Dane's motivation is, but I hear it has something to do with getting a boost of confidence, and it all starts here. Welcome to the moment of truth and the point of no return, the edge of the wilderness. Weather is our #1 threat here in the Great Smoky Mountains. I mean, just since you've been here, the temperatures have dropped. So let's see what you've got, and let's get moving.